welcome back to Sabretooth at Nethemba, where we care about your security. The last one we did, which was earlier today for me, but just a few days ago for you, was all-in-one. Oh, try hack me. I'm not going to go into the madness that was. Today, on HackTheBox, yep, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Stop it. Going down, we're on page 3 of 35. And going down in order, we are next Shocker, which is easy, followed by an insane and medium, back to an easy. There's a few insane coming up. Medium, hard, medium, insane, insane, medium, right? So, by the name and by how many people have rooted it, it yells to me Shellshock, which was a huge, huge problem back, I think it was 2014, perhaps? Yeah, I think so. So I would quite like to, hang on a second, let's put this onto adventure mode. I would quite like to show a couple of ways of doing this if that's the case, okay? In fact, I know possibly 3 ways, although I've only really ever tried the Metasploit one, so we'll do Metasploit first. So we're going to nmap all ports. We will do the T5 and we'll do all ports, and we'll put in this IP address here. Not going to do aggressive scan yet, just want to see what's up, and then we'll do the aggressive scan. However, because there's only 2 ports open, we could, instead of doing aggressive scan, we could target just one of the ports to see if Shellshock is available, but we'll do aggressive scan and see what happens. Now, for Shellshock, for it to be Shellshock vulnerable, we need to have like a CGI bin script of some kind. So, okay, so we've got Apache, Ubuntu, and so on. So what I'm going to do is, if we get rid of this, if I put in scripts equals HTTP, we'll do that. So it's going to run all nmap scripts with the word HTTP in it. And that should include Shellshock, I think. But whatever, let's just see what happens. Let's get this down for our notes. Site doesn't have a title. Okay, cool. Exactly what we want. So let's go to this website. If we find a CGI bin folder on here, then my money is on Shellshock. If we don't, we need to find one, because I don't know what else to do. Don't bug me. Right, okay. View source. Okay, nothing from there. We are still going to do our normal enum, so we're going to go robots.txt. As expected, nothing here. And if I do a GoBuster on this, gob, we expect to find a CGI bin folder, I hope. If we don't, then that's more of a problem. Okay, so this is still running. We could use a tool which I don't use too often, but we could use Nikto. That's good at finding things like this as well. And we can put this down and see what that comes up with. Nikto is usually quite nice. So we've got 3 scanners running straight away. Hopefully they're not going to crash the server. That's my job. What we could also do is go straight to CGI bin and just see if it exists, right? Okay, it does exist, but we don't have permission to access. Cool, okay. So there is something in there. Interesting. So whilst I'm waiting for these, I'm just going to have a quick check of my messages because there's nothing else to do literally whilst waiting for this. Interesting, that's not coming up with anything. So, in fact, I'll be back when all these are done. It's just easier, right? Right, I'm back. Interestingly, this didn't directory list, the small list didn't come up with anything, so I could go for medium and large. This is still running, and this one hasn't come up with CGI bin, even though we know it exists. I think what I'm going to do is try some dir search with an R. And then we can put in the URL and we put in this, because this is good as well for finding stuff like that. So again, it's like 403. Not sure what's going on here. That's still waiting. But I know that this one doesn't take very long, so I'm quite happy, you know, just to wait for this. But it'd be nice if we could find the CGI bin, because I know it exists. Look, it's here. Okay, interestingly, this didn't come up with anything either. It's amazing how many things miss CGI bin. There we go. There it is, with 403. But it might be because it's a 403. That's more of a problem. Now, oh, I can't. Let's kill this. I don't really care about much else because I think this is the way forward. I'm literally going to put here, we suspect Shellshock. Dir search shows now we need to find a sh script, like a bash script within this directory, and it could be anything. It could be hello.sh or moo.sh or anything, right? So what I'm going to do is run this again in the CGI bin directory. I'm going to put an E here for sh. And so you'll see it's only looking for sh extensions. You can see that there. And it's looking within the CGI bin directory. That's exactly what we want. So again, it's just a case of waiting, but I know that dir search doesn't take too long. At least I'm hoping it doesn't. Other than that, I may have to try GoBuster again with extensions or something similar. But I'm kind of hoping this is going to pull up what we need. One way to find out, and that's by trying it, guys. It's done 60% and it's not found anything yet. At least not anything accessible. It's strange that we've got like .htm. These don't have .sh on it. Why not? How weird. Do I need to do the extension as .sh? Or just as sh? I'm very unsure. I don't like the fact we're at 90% and it's found nothing. Oh, look at that. User.sh, here we are, it's found something. Nice. So now we've got a target for Shellshock. I'm very happy that popped up last of all. I was about to panic, guys. I was about to panic. Okay, that's good. So we actually have a user.sh file which can be used. Lol. You know what I mean. Right, so let's load this. We could probably do this through burp to make it a bit easier, or we could do it through curl when doing it manually and so on. So there we go. This is an uptime test script, and apparently this should be vulnerable to Shellshock, we would hope. Okay. Let's just get rid of some of these spaces. The first thing we're going to do is try Metasploit, because that's what I'm used to doing for stuff like this, and it makes the most. I don't know what that's doing. I may leave it just. That's 12%. It's 12%. Oh, that's on the NSE timing though, so it might not be that bad. I'll leave that running just for fun. We're going to do MSF console. I'm going to try and show you 3 ways of doing this. One is probably enough, obviously. As long as we get access to the system, we're good to then root. But if I can show you 3 ways of doing it, I'm going to show you automated, I'm going to show Python script pre-made, and I'm going to show you manual in Burpsuite, like how to do this manually, if I can, right? So we're going to search for Shellshock, and hopefully it'll, yeah, look, there's loads of them. There's loads of them here. In fact, there's 15 things containing Shellshock. So code injection Shellshock, excellent. The very, very first one here we may just use. So we're going to go use 0. Show options. Oh, hang on a minute. Wait for this to catch up. Yep. And what it's going to ask for is the host name. And that's it, but it surely needs the path. Why isn't the path there? Huh. Let's, I don't like that. So again, Shellshock. Let's try using 1 instead. And again, this one here has the path, look, you see? URI path. So this one's likely going to be more of a thing, right? So we're going to set our host as, oh my god, I didn't mean to do that. Oh no, go away. Set our host as whatever the IP address is of this system here. We're going to show options again. See what else is missing. We have proxies aren't needed. Path for binaries used by the command stager. Pass. Do not know. There's too many options here. I really don't like this. So the URI to use for this exploit. That's not exactly what it's after when it's after path, is it? But it has got path to CGI script here. Target URI. So we can do set target URI. Here, CGI bin. And then it's user dot like that. I'm not entirely sure this is going to work. But we will figure it out. We're going to do an ifconfig, which is my IP address here. We're going to set that as the lhost. Show options one more time, make sure everything looks okay. And yeah, I'm not entirely sure if this is going to work. This has got way more options than it needs. But we will try. And if not, we'll just try the next one, number 3, and then we'll try the next one, number 4. And so on. Oh, look at that. Interpreter session 1 opened. So we're going to get UID. And then we can drop to a shell. Right, so this works absolutely fine. This works absolutely fine. Now, I could route it from here, but I want to show you a couple of other ways of doing it. But I think what I'm going to do is try routing it first, and then at the end, go and show you some other ways. Because that way, if you just want to know how it's done and how it's routed, and that's it, then you can stop the video there, I suppose, if you want. But I prefer if you didn't. Okay, so there's user sh, our print working directory is user lib CGI bin. Okay, let's do ls home and see who's in there. Just Shelly. Okay, so we could cd into there. And cat user.text, of course. Nice. So we've got our first flag. We can upload limpies or something. I'll tell you what we could do. We could just try sudo rights as well, which is always a good thing to do first. Oh, look at this. So root, no password. Root without password, we can run user bin perl. Yeah, that's the way forward. That is the way forward. But I'm not entirely sure. I mean, if you're not sure what to do, I think it's the E flag and then you can start a new shell script. But if you're not sure, don't forget that GTFO bins exists. So you can go here and you can put in Perl in the search, which is here. In Perl, we have sudo. Oh, there isn't a sudo. What? Huh. Okay, we'll just do shell. And it shows it here. Perl, yeah, the E flag, and then exec bin bash. So what we're going to do is grab that and go back here. And we can sudo as root with no password user bin Perl, and then use this. Who am I? Root cat root / root dot text. Right? Done. I mean bang. Done. I did bang and done at the same time, and it came out as dal. Well, you see, that is a simple box, but let's see if we can find other ways of getting this Shellshock. It'd be interesting to do the manual one, as I've read it many times. Not really. I think I've done it once, actually. I'll be honest. I think I've done it once. I just can't remember when. So if we exit our shell here, who am I? Shelly, and we exit our shell. We're back to Meterpreter, and we exit Meterpreter, and that's gone. And we exit Meterpreter, and literally it's dead, right? So we could do search exploit. And look for Shellshock, and you can see all of these, right? And the Metasploit is the top one, but there's all of these as well, you know. But some of them are for specific things, some of them are not, like bash, Shellshock, command injection, and so on. But really, you know, so we've got a PHP one here, we've got a Python one here, and so on and so forth. So I shouldn't really have to show you how to use these. We've done this many times. Like if we pick the Python one, the bash one here, what's this? Interesting, let's try that. If we pick this one, yeah, we're basically running this bash code, and it should do it for us. Must admit, I've not tried this particular one, but we can, can't we? So let's go to let's clear that. wget. Yeah, there it is. So this is apparently this is Python. Isn't it? Anyway. No, it's not Python. PHP. So usage PHP, bash.php. So this is what this could be called, bash.php. And then C with command. So, okay, what we're going to do is ls, and we're going to move 3 for that to bash.php. I'm going to rename it. Then we can put that in, and you put in the host name, which is the IP here. Fill that in. You put in the CGI script here, which is user.sh, and we're going to put in the command, which is, we're just going to do ID. PHP, what, really, why, what? How is PHP not found? That's ridiculous. Oh, it's because I changed my system a while ago. I guess I just never installed it, you know. So if we don't have PHP on the command line, that's ridiculous. I do use Python for most things, so, you know, let's install that. don't mind me, guys. Right, while that's happening, I want to open up Burpsuite for when we do it manually in a second. So what we're going to do is just run this again with ID. It says command sent to server. Now, we don't have anything come back because it's sent the command to the server, but it doesn't send the response, right? At least that's the idea. But you can put a bash shell here, I guess. So if I go to the reverse shells, should be able to put this here, you would hope. Maybe not. Okay, so that one doesn't run because it's got all this stuff in it which bash doesn't like, which I already knew about. So let's do we know PHP is kind of there. Do this one. Or even better than this, could do this one. What was I about to say? Or even better than this, what we could do is nano bash dot. So annoyed with Burpsuite. You don't need 15 splash screens and everything. You can change the command line. You can change the command and actually put it in here because it says command sent to server. Yeah, so here this shows it can run a wget command, and so on and so forth. And bash is vulnerable and so on if you want to test it. So I'm not going to do the bash one at all. I don't like, well, I'm not going to do the PHP one. Because I don't want to. Oh, closed off on. I've closed off this now. No, not that. Where is it? Is it on here? Is it over here? Yeah, this one. So again, bash CGI, that's the Metasploit version. We've got remote command injection and so on and so forth, right? And you can do any of these top ones in particular. So I'm not faffing about with that. I want to try and do this manually, and I've got a feeling it might take some time. So I'm trying to save time by not, you know how to run exploits and so on and so forth. So what I'm going to do is Google Shellshock payload, right? Is what we need. So we've got an analysis of Shellshock, the Shellshock attack, and so on and so forth. We can choose any of these. I'm going to go with the first one, which is actually an analysis of Shellshock. So it's demonstrating it. And you see that this is the code here, right? Which causes the issue. Now, I'm not going to explain why it causes the issue. You can read all this if you want. I'm going to actually put in reverse shell. I might be able to do one through this reverse shell generator. I'm not actually, checked that. So we've got bash, we've got NC, busybox. I'm not sure if we've got Shellshock as an option on here. It wouldn't surprise me if we didn't. We actually haven't. Okay, doesn't surprise me. So exploitation guide is a good one to read, and again the Shellshock attack on exploit DB and so on and so forth. So if we just take a look down here, and we're actually just going to go down to okay, it's using curl for this. I'm not going to use curl. So take this payload as an example with cat etc password, right? What we can do in burp is intercept this and then go here and make sure we're using burp. Load this page. That's captured in here. We're going to send it to the repeater, and now under the repeater we can replay it as many times as we like. There's the test script. If we choose a header, for example, user agent, like this, and we put in this code here, echo bin bash, say cat password, etc password, you can see it loads etc password file. And this is all the Python scripts and PHP scripts do as well. It's just stuff like this. It takes your command, pushes it to the server in a vulnerable header. User agent usually works, and it comes back. So all we need to do is, instead of cat password, you can just sort of like run ID, or instead of ID, you can, run who am I, and so on. And you can also run a reverse shell, and it doesn't matter which one. They should all work, I guess. So you take this one, which we've not used yet. We're going to put this one in. Where is it? Now, what we need to be careful of is that there are single quotes here, and if we put something in which contains single quotes, it might break it because it'll terminate the quotes early, right? This one doesn't have that. So what we're going to do is grab our IP one more time, 10, 10, 15, 10. I should have memorized it. Like that, on port 1234. We get our listener ready. And then load that. And you see that the response doesn't come. It's waiting, and it's because there's an open connection, and the open connection is here. So, I didn't have to show the Python script or PHP script because it does exactly the same thing that I've just done using this manual payload here. I'm not going to explain how this payload works. If you want to read up on Shellshock and figure out what's going on here, do so. It's quite an interesting read, actually, if it's your type of thing. But basically, after sort of breaking out of whatever command, it's running a new shell with this code, right? Not much else to say. It's Shellshock, and by this point it should be very, very well known. So we didn't do it the script way, but you can see there's many to choose from, but we did it automated with Metasploit, and we did it manually with Burpsuite, and anything in between is pretty obvious. Thank you guys for joining. Oh, I've not actually finished this, have I? I need to go, let's get rid of this. I need to go over here, submit these flags, right? So, thank you guys for joining. Please leave a like, please subscribe. If you haven't already, share the video around, share the playlist around here if you can. And visit Nethemba.com for all your pen testing needs. Next time, maybe something a bit trickier, who knows. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.